Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to another session. I'm Nur Sabah, your instructor, and today we are going to discuss about something that you might have encountered in your life and you can encounter in your further events. So it's one of the main thing about this topic. It's really who you are, okay, how you present yourself, how do you talk about yourself. All of these elements merge and then create a one existence of your entire personality, of you, who you are, of what's your background and what do you do and what are your passions and what are your interests and talents, each and everything. And this is who you are. Okay? It's your introduction. So for these topics, I want all people who right now hearing me or listening to me, please bring and have the notebook and a pen along with it, because now you are going to introduce yourself. Now you're going to have introduction about yourself. Now you're going to think in your head which kind of talent that I have, that I can really entirely authentically can express to someone. It could be anyone, it could be in any formal, informal or professional context. All right, so you have your interest, your hobbies, your passion, and the things that you know working on, you really struggle to improve it. What are those things? You're gonna have all of these in your head. Okay? Then we'll work on that. How can overcome the struggle to give the best impression to the interviewer or someone, your listener. It can be like if you are going for the informal contacts and you are having a good time with your friends and some anonymous people, you have to give a brief introduction, a brief fleeting of who you are. Okay? The next thing is that if you are in a formal context, you are sitting in the class and you are in a group of people in a certain event, that you have the need to tell about yourself. You know what I'm going to say. You're going to write this thing down. Okay? But if you are in a professional context, for example, if you're going for the job interview, what are those things that you will be presenting your true self of who you are and which kind of talents do you have or not, how you view yourself. Based on that, they will analyze, they will evaluate your entire personality. Okay? The thing you will produce to the peoples, the things that you say about yourself and how you express your interests is going to say a lot about your personality, and they're going to have good or detrimental impact on a listener. And a listener could be anyone. It could be formal or informal, but it will really evaluate you. People will assess you based on your basic introduction. All right. So for this, firstly, I have chosen for people that how can we create a good body language. Why is that really important? To have the proper presentation of yourself, and while you are really having the trying to have the good impression on someone, it should be many aspects of your existence. It can't be like, okay, I know about myself, I know my interests and I know my hobbies. That won't work. इस तरह नहीं चलेगा. That won't work. You also want to have to be presentable in your own skin and how you speak and which tone and the speaking should be fast or slower, up and down, and it will keep fluctuating. Okay? And the first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna have the better enhancement of yourself. वो किस तरह होगा? How could we really enhance our personality? The first thing, people will examine you, okay, will scrutinize your entire personality based on how you and what you are wearing and how you are really covering yourself up and managing yourself. That's the first thing. You're gonna dress good. Okay, it not necessarily mean you have to be so wearing something really expensive that is out of budget. No, it's not necessarily this, but you have to wear something that is really pertinent and relevant to a particular context. इसका मतलब क्या है कि if you are going for a job interview, if you are going for your academic something, if you're really having the hanging out with your friends and you're encountering people, they will look at you, the person, the way you carry yourself, the way your body looks. the way you are presenting yourself, the way you are speaking, all of these elements, all of these factors really create your personality and will emerge the person as you are presenting yourself with. But you have to wear something according to that particular context. If you are going with your friends, you're going to have something really impressive, not really expensive, but something you are comfortable wearing that will really enhance your looks. That's one tip. You're going to dress according to the situation, and you have to be hygienic, clean, and you have to be proper dressing yourself up for whatever you are having encountered these events and these situations. Okay, so now I have written all of these points for you people. Apne kya karna hai? Write these down. Have the paper and the notebook, because if you have not really excelled at any of these tips, you're gonna just mark it. You're gonna work on that. All right, you're gonna work on these tips. Let's see whether you have these personality traits or not. If you're lacking it, if you have the prevention of these traits, you're gonna adopt it. You'll be so flexible to all of these things, that elements that I am sharing with you people, in order to have the good impression on the listener and on the job interview, or it could be anything. It's who as an individual are. For example, okay, one of the main, when people will evaluate you, how you are looking and how you are carrying yourself up. Another thing is, well, if you are really having, you are encountering people and you are having a communication and you are interacting with them, you have to have a good eye contact. Okay, eye contact doesn't mean that you'll be straight up looking to that listener, to the person they're talking with. No, it's not necessarily this. Make eye contact like you are not scared, you're not really vexatious, you're having the proper eye contact to that your interviewer or your listener, even if it's your friend and your family. Okay, you can't be like looking down while you are speaking with a person. You can't be looking down and here and there, and it will really give the signals that you're scared, or that you're not interested, or that you want to just isolate yourself from that particular context. But you're going to have, what is the proper method of maintaining that good eye contact? It will be like you were not staring, but maintaining, looking at the person for 2-3 seconds. And then 2-3 seconds, you're going to be doing something with yourself, looking like this kind of conversation. Because if you're straight staring at someone, that will give a really aggressive impression. Like you keep staring to the person. No, it should be on a moderation. All right, so one of the best eye contact is really essential while you're presenting yourself, while you're talking with anyone. You can't be looking here and there, or you can't be looking down because you're so fretful and you just want to avoid that particular context, and you are not, that's clearly gives such signals to the person that's speaking with. You have the really positive and the smooth eye contact. This is our second point. Write it down. What do you do? Ask yourself, when I encounter such a situation or events in my life, how do you deal with it? Am I just looking at the person, how I dress up, or am I just avoiding and isolating myself because I have no prevention of the good confidence, and that would really make me not to have the proper eye contact. And the third point is, you're smiling. You can't be so rude. You have to wear a little smile to the interviewer to have a good positive impression. All right, so if you're talking with someone, even apart from you are introducing yourself, not necessarily that you have to give a smile while you are presenting yourself in academic life or in a job interview, in a journal. In a journal, if you are having the normal, genuine conversation with your peers, with your family, you should have that little smile, because you don't want to come across as a rude and a belligerent person that that doesn't want to talk with anyone, and someone who does not care about anything. No, you are so secure in your skin, and you are presenting yourself with a little smile. But it does not mean that you will keep smiling on someone, and that will make you look creepy. You can't be smiling at anonymous people that they're going to have a really overwhelmed and awkward impression of yours. So it's for the people that you are encountering and the people that will be relate to you, close to you. You do not hold and adhere to rigidity to yourself and to your expression. Have a smooth expression while you're speaking. But once we have this, another thing I would like to add is that how you carry your hands, your body gestures. If you are good at dressing, good your smile, good your eyes contact, but you have aggressively moving your hands here to there, it seems like you are an aggressive person, and you are imposing your doctrine, your extreme ideas on someone. No, you're not going to do that. While you're speaking, you have this box to your body, and your hands will be according, limit to these boundaries, to these box, the way your body have that certain shape. It can't move forward. You can't talk like this. It seems like you're quite insecure and you are feeling vexatious, and it's going to have the virulent impression on the speaker. You're going to be calm in your voice, and in your hands, in your smile, and your eyes. These are one of the basic things I would say that people have the posture of. They do not possess such little things while they are having the healthy, great communication with anyone, with your friends, anonymous. So if it's not necessarily need to be used for your introduction, but it has a need for you to be genuine, to have the flexibility to your personality and existence, that people feel comfortable. You are not staring at them, you are not really smirking at them. No, it's something really going on the moderation length. If you're giving the little smile, you're giving the nuanced and subtle eye contact, but it does not mean you're like glancing at someone and you're like sneaking through them. No, you are just having the genuine and strong and confident eye contact with the person and the listener. That's the smile. A warm smile can go a long way. Then the third, which we have, one of the most important thing, why I think this is something really important: speak clearly. Okay, that is something I really do struggle with, because again I'm again on my the practice journey. But the thing is that while you are speaking, you have to be so at peace, tranquil with your words, with the way you convey your idea in particular context with your friend and events. So you speak at moderation pace. Okay? You are not gonna speak so fast that people find it really hard to grasp your words, to understand what you're talking about, because you're super fast in your speaking. That's one of the main issue with me, and I'm still working on that. When you have that peaceful and a lower tone while you're speaking, it's gonna have the really confident impression on the listener, that you are so secure, that you're not feeling any kind of anxiety or you're anxious. The more you have that confident version, that up on sport line for the listener. All right, now we have this third point. The next is that use firm and friendly tone. Again, they are so relate and similar to each other. If you're speaking, you can't be so loud while you're speaking. Neither you can't be so slower that people find it really hard to catch your words, because you just it seems like you're talking to yourself while you are having this slower tone and tone, or it's whether you're super fast and your aggressive tone. It's not gonna work in any context apart from the job interview. So you have to be firm, you have to be so solid, you have to be adhere to what are you talking about, how you're portraying your ideas, along with amicable voice. You have to be friendly and amicable, because when you have this, you are introducing yourself and you are greeting, but with your voice is quite loud. What do you think? Which kind of impression is going to give to the interviewer? That you are rude and aggressive person, that you are spitting out your ideas, even though you on your own skin feel so tranquil and at peace, but for the listener it's not. So you're going to have the friendly and amicable tone, because we don't want us for them to show that we are really strict and that we are really rigid in our personality and inclement. No, rather we are friendly, we are loving, we are so approachable to the different ideas, we are open to communication. This impression it will give you to the people, to the listener who are listening to you. You are giving the impression about your personality that I am someone amicable, I am approachable, I am open to any healthy communication and interaction with people. So also adopt this quality, have this flexibility inside. Now we have reached to these points. I want you people to write these all tips down, and then you will be asking yourself, which kind of personality am I portraying while I'm in the different contexts? If I'm socializing, what do I hide myself, just stare at people? Is my tone really high, or is that fluctuating? Just fluctuate your tone. ठीक है, according to this situation, what relates to you, to that event, you're gonna have the slower than with up and the higher tone of voice. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna add to your volume of your tone. So we're gonna have the friendly and amicable impression. So what we're gonna do, we are so firm, we are so certain and absolute about ourselves and ideas, along with amicable and friendly voice. Alright, that really demonstrate and shows how secure and healthy minded person you are. Alright, then we have one of my favorite tip is be authentic. You have to be authentic. What do you mean by being authentic? You have to be so secure, you have to be genuine of how you talk about yourself. If you're going for the job interview and you're telling them, I really excel at and I am so good at these particular things, this needs to be genuine. You can't fabricate it. You can't make things up on your own in order to have good impression. People have that intuition. People have that premonition that they can really catch and obtain your energy, your idea, whether you are lying or you are speaking truth of yourself. So we are not going to have the detrimental impression. So you have to be so authentic about your talents and facts. You can't be spewing out lies just because you want to have the better impression. That will be not worth. At the end, you're going to have really detrimental consequences of your personality. So you have to be so authentic in your own skill. If you have some kind of talents, if you have some kind of weaknesses, you're going to explore it. You have to be so genuine in your skin that you're not really scared of sharing of who you are and how do you feel. Instead, you have to be so authentic. For example, if you are in the job interview and they are asking for the talent that's really related to their job demands, that they have these particular demands, then they can hire you. What are you going to do? You're just fabricating things, you're making things up just in order to obtain that particular purpose. So they can really judge you, because if you're going to work on that, they will really assess your personality. How can you really cover this thing up? Because you have made it up. So you need to really eschew avoid while you are really giving the good impression. Be so secure in your mistake, the things that you struggle on working with it. All right. Then keep it concise and laconic. All right. It's because when you are giving the introduction of yourself, when in a job interview specifically, they're going to have some of the question about yourself, like who you are. Just present yourself. You can't need to go so deep down to elaborate who you are, to analyze your personality so deeply. If they are asking about who you are, just simply go for an introduction, that rudimentary elements that give the really basic idea of that will relate to the requirements, the demands if they are hiring someone. You can't, for example, if interview asks you, tell me about yourself, you're going to say that this is my name, that's what I do, or that's what I'm an artist and these are my skills, and I'm looking forward to work with such open-minded people to explore my ideas and to work together in order to have a better life further, or to work on my passion betterly. It could be anything that you excel at. You have to tell the interviewer this. But if you go for, this is my age, that's what I love to do in my spare time, this is the things I really execute. If these things are not asked from you, you're not going to say it. You let them ask it for you. If they have a need for your age, for your that not really nonce things, that this is my choice, this is what I do, these are things that I like and dislike. If they do not ask it from you, you're not going to say it. Let them ask you. They just simply want ke aap kaun hai? Who are you? Why do you have the need to hire you? You just have to give that low-key the requirements that is familiar to them. If I am good at speaking English, for example, if I'm really good at another particular task, I'm going to say it to them. These are my passion, that's what I do, and that's how I can help you in further events if you have. All right, you're not gonna go in so deep length that these are my weaknesses and these are, if these things are asked in the interview, you're gonna say that, but not, then please avoid it, because it's not gonna have a really good impression of your personality. So we need to avoid the laconic, excessively expressing something, elaborating your things if it's not necessarily asked for, and concise. Then we have use positive body language. I think that is the trait and the point which I have discussed it priorly before my presentation. Use positive body language. Now some of you might have this question in your head, what do you mean by a positive language, positive body language? We heard about the positive words, we heard about the positive environment. Now what body language has anything to do with the positive approach? Okay, your body, this is language, this is English language I am speaking. Okay, now the body language is something, how you walk, how you sit, how you move your hands, what do you do with your expression, how you carry your expression. All of these elements accumulated and emerge as a personality, whether that's a secure personality or weak personality. So you should have a really positive, optimistic personality and body language. That will come with the body language, and that your signals and signs. How can you create the positive body language? You can't really sit, adhere. For example, if you are going for the interview and you are not crossing your arms and crossing your legs, and you are not even staring at them, you have rude features, expressions, that's giving the detrimental expression to the listener and someone who's asking for the interview. So what is in the positive body language? One tip I have shared with you people, that this is my body and that is my boundary, that for that particular length I can move my hands, that can't go further than this box. First tip, people, that's what you have to do with your hand while you're speaking. But if you're sitting somewhere, you're gonna have your hands on your lap. If that's stable, then it should be on the table. But keep one thing in mind: your phone in your bag, or whatever you carry with yourself, has to be underneath of the table and on the ground. You can't place it on the table and a phone like buzzing. It really creates disturbance for the person who are analyzing your personality. So in order to have a good positive body language, what you're going to do is you need to be so open. Okay, you are open while you're speaking, while you're portraying your ideas. You're having the good smile, the positive, healthy eye contact. You're not staring at a person. You're just conveying your ideas. You're not scared. So that is the body language. You can't sit like with the crossed arms and you're leaning backward, or you're leaning move forward, because it's going to have the signs, the impression of someone who is anxious and they feel doleful in that particular context. So no, you will fail at it, because firstly these are things will be analyzed while you're going for the interview, while you're having interaction with any kind of social context. So have the positive body language, uncross your arms, uncross your legs, and have the slower tone, and have the slower tone. You can't go up so high, and while you're speaking, as I mentioned above there, clearly. And I think most of people struggle with that, and because I am someone who are struggling with to have really good way of portraying things in speaking with my words, but instead it rather come out to be like if I'm spewing or imposing my ideas. But it shouldn't sound like this, because you know as a person what I mean and what I sound by saying this, but for the listener, they will really have the different interpretation of it. So that's your positive body language. Again, this is something I always mostly mention to people. You're going to have the practice. If you have all of these points, if you have really good clarity that yes, I know about these points and how it can be applied, but I'm not working on that. I just know. It's just in my head. I just mug it up. But I lack the practice. So what should you do with these points? Have the mirror. Notice your eye contact. They're going to have the smile. Speak clearly. Choose any topic. Just talk about yourself. Who am I? Who are you? That's something really basic, but I I think many people can struggle with introducing and telling about themselves because they don't know what are my hobbies, what do I do, what are my passions and interests. They don't have a good clarity in their head. So you're going to talk with yourself with such tone. Have the clarity in mind. Write down everything. And I hope so you have also pen and paper and you will be writing down all of these factors that I have given to you. Then okay, then you have practice. Then you will look at how you are speaking with yourself. You will look for your hands. Are my hands crossing that boundary, that limitation to where my hands can go for that particular length? If yes, then make it concise, make it to that particular boundary. Then you're gonna go for the speak with yourself. Or one of the best tip I can give you all is record yourself. Record yourself. That could be your voice record, that could be video record. When you record yourself, you will hear your voice. Oh, I speak so slower. I have so many fillers while I'm speaking. What are fillers? Filler are those, I can't say words, but while you're speaking, you have more, you're thinking too much. And these, you need to eschew. You need to just like drag it out from your speaking. So how can that be possibly done? For you to record yourself, for you to speak, for you to practice. That's one of the main important things I will give to your people. No matter how much you listen to the native speakers, no matter how much you have that particular ideas and beliefs and certainty about something, if you lack this, if you don't have enough power over this, you are not going to good at anything. It's not about your speaking English, your introduction, it could be about anything. Alright, so then be authentic. How can you be authentic? If I'm cognizant of, I'm aware of my weaknesses, my strength, my passions, I really know myself. That's how I can be authentic. If I'm really scared of doing something, so what I'm going to do? I will nourish it. I will really open to it. Yes, I have this insecurity and I'm working on that. For example, if someone has a problem with public speaking, they're going to add in the resume or to the interviewer if it's being asked, yes, I'm struggling with to make myself be better at speaking in public places with confidence. You just really adopted, accepted your insecurity. And that is something I would say really charming. Something really have good impression for the people who are listening to you. So be authentic and genuine in your own skin. Then keep it concise and laconic. Again, you should have the cognizant and awareness of who you are and what do you do. But if it's being asked, well and good, just go for it. But if it's not, then you don't necessarily have to elaborate it, to expand it, because you're not going to have at the end of the day a good impression for the listener. Then we have positive body. All of the tips comes with a positive body language. It will create a really good body language. Now these are the tips. Okay. Again, before you will really have the adaptability for these points, these are one of the main things. Context. In which context are you presenting yourself? Are you carrying yourself, whether that's informal, mentioned prior, or professional. So that's how you will use your body language, and that's how you will be so representable of your own body language, the way you carry yourself, the way you carry your luggage with your accessories. So that really matters, the context. And audience, who are the audience? Am I talking to someone, one of my friends, or is that someone I'm hiring me for a job interview, or is that a particular event, or am I hosting? Which kind of event or the circumstance you're encountering? You're going to speak accordingly, you're going to act accordingly, you're going to wear accordingly, not out of the context. That's not something they ask for. You can't go so luxury and fancy for the job interview. That lack harmony. You will not align with the interviewer or any particular context. If you are not, that will be so incongruous if you have this different way of carrying yourself in that particular context, which is not needed. Then purpose. What is purpose? My purpose is that I am telling about myself in order to have a job, in order to have this job. That's the purpose. You're going to write down all of the passions, your interests, your hobbies, your talents, your skills, your degree, your knowledge, your field. All of these things include if you are going for the job interview. But if you are presenting yourself, just go for the simple presentation, what's being required. But if you are having the informal context with your friends, just act accordingly. You can't go in a luxury places with your friends and being so professional with your words and with your the way you carry yourself. That will be super overwhelmed of your personality, and that will lack the harmony in order to have a good that particular impression and to align with that context. Okay? Then that's your purpose and that audience. You firstly have to grab these things, then you will move to these points. And now we are done with all of these points, with your body language, with the particular context and practice. I think these are one of the main things. That how can we start our introduction? Of course, needless to say that you're gonna start with your name. Hey, I'm Noor. My name is Sabah, or my name is Noorul Sabah. That could be anything. But firstly, you're gonna start with your name. You will go for the implicable greeting, okay, and state your name. You can't just go aggressively and say, my name is Noorul Sabah, and then this I do, these are my passions. No, just firstly greet the audience. Doesn't matter who they are. If they're friends, you're gonna greet them. If this is, again, you're gonna focus on that. These two factors. Okay? What you're gonna do is you will state your name, but firstly with the amicable, approachable greeting. Okay? You're gonna say salam, you're gonna say hello, whatever is suitable for this place. Okay, now then the next I would say part is that induce relevant content. What are the requirements of that job? That should be relevant. That should familiarize with who you are. That should be familiarized of what do you wanna have and want to say. Just induce that. Okay. Share your connection to the event or group. These are the same things I'm keep bringing it up for you people. That share your connections. That's why I feel connected to you people, and that's why I'm bringing myself on spotlight, in order to have you people grasp on me and my talent, because I'm really so familiarized with that context, with that particular group. So that's why I'm here to present these elements and factors that I excel at. Then I can looking forward to work with such individuals, to elaborate, to work on my certain abilities with the harmony and alignment with these peoples. Okay, then we have is the light-minded people. Of course, then at the end of the presentation or introduction, we're going to say, I'm looking forward to work with you people. But if that's your normal academic presentation, you're going to just end it with your normally presentation, because you are not actually looking forward to work with your fellows. Of course, assignments are this really another thing, but not to have that connection, harmony with this group. Okay, so if you are ending any academic presentation, you're gonna say that I hope you have understood, I have the better comprehension, or these were my points. That's how I'm gonna end your topic. But if you are really want to get yourself hired and you can see yourself in that particular place, so I'm gonna end it with looking to work with open-minded peoples and light-hearted peoples, to explore more and to be better at it. So I think these are the basic points about introduction. That is super easy. So now I want you people to share your ideas, to write down about yourself. Now we will go for the introduction, for you to have a good comprehension. Okay. So I want you people to have a pen and paper. Now you are going to write about yourself. Now you will think in your head, who am I? What do I do? What are my hobbies? How can I present myself in different contexts if I'm really encountered with? So firstly, think in your, I also doing the same with you. I know that I am Sabah, I am Noorul Sabah. I am currently doing my BS in English literature. Okay? But if I have done my graduation, I was like, I am Noorul Sabah, I have done my graduation. But no, the graduation is still in process. That's one element is this. is your name. ठीक है? I am Sabah. As I mentioned to people prior, that you have to add description. You're gonna add description to your personality. Okay, we know that's your name, that's who you are. Okay? Now add a description of your role, of your character, that which kind of charisma you have, characteristic you possess. Okay? What do you do as a Sabah? I do my graduation, and also tell about where have you done your educational background. Okay? So I will say that I am Sabah, and you're gonna write down who are you, and if you are still doing something, then along we will say that are you student, a teacher, an artist. Then yes, if I'm an artist, I'm gonna have my points there. I'm gonna say an artist, I'm so good at innovative and creativity, and I really making it healthy and more active. Okay? Now firstly I'm gonna state with your name, with the amicable greeting, smile on your face, have the positive eye contact. Now I'm going to say that if I need to add a description to myself, I will say that, oh, that's why I am I want you people who is right now listening to me, please write down all of those things about you, because it's really helping you with your writing. How can you improve yourself? And what is the another benefit of it? You are really getting to know about yourself. You are really analyzing yourself, who you are, what are your hobbies. Because I know some of you don't have really clear idea of themselves. That's giving the chance and opportunity to just bring this thing up, to be so open to yourself. So these are the I do, or I'm currently what I'm doing. I am doing my BS in English literature, where I am currently like in the current moment doing my BS in English literature in BUTEMS. If you have, okay, I'm going to ask people, do not write the same as I have written it there. It should be something really pertinent to you, relate to you. If you have done your graduation, write, I have done my graduation in this particular place, university, college, school. Alright? You're going to stop it here, write your name, then what are you doing at the current moment. Then you are also going to say that where have you done your need to add your educational background. Okay, my educational background, I would say that I have done my schooling and intermediate in that particular place. Mention it. If you have done all of these things, you're going to mention that if it was something being asked. So you're going to say I have done my schooling and my intermediate, but if it's still you are doing it, you are not done with it, you're going to say I'm currently doing that particular job or my academic life in this major subject. Alright, then you done here that if I have done my intermediate and my college. Now you're going to have the description of your personality. Alright, I know that's who you are and that's what you do. Now which kind of interest you have, that you can really relate with your personality, and that relate with that content, the context that they are really looking forward. My passions would be, for example, if I'm looking for something in the literature, I would add share your connection to the groups. I have mentioned it here too, like you're going to share your connections. What are my connections to that particular place? If it's a job interview, I'm going to share my connections for this group of people, for the event. Okay, so it's like I have done this and this. That's my little brief introduction of me. Now I'm going to add description to my personality that demonstrate who am I, how can I will come in handy for these people, and why they should have me and hire me, and which kind of field I have and I excel at. So for example, I will say that because my subject is literature, I have chosen the literature. I would say that I have my passion and love for words, because it's literature subjects. We have the subject of linguistics. That's when I add words. But you're gonna write down something that will relate to you, to your field, to things that you love doing and you want to achieve, and that relate to that particular event. So I would say that I have my passion and love for words, and of course it's literature. So I'm going to say poetry. For poetry. But if that's something you need it, you're going to say that I have also excel at writing poetry, and I have it. Okay? But if you have such poetry, you're gonna just say it to them. So then love for words and poetry, and you also add more that I have these written all of these poetry about this particular topic, that something interests them. Okay? Then we are done. Okay, these are things that I do. I have my passion. Then you will also add your strength and your, I would say, and weaknesses. For example, my weaknesses will be that I am having a really hard time at public speaking, which I'm really working with. So you can't fabricate it that how good you are at this particular task, that in order to have just this harmony with the person. No, you just have to be so genuine in your own hobbies and in your own version. So you're gonna add that, okay, I struggle with public speaking and I'm working on that to enhance my confidence. But if the question arose, okay, which kind of work are done in order for you to be more confident, you could say that, okay, I am really looking forward to engage myself in the events, particular events, and hosting, and the people that are quite innovative and creative, just for me to overcome and eschew my one of this struggle with this particular phase. Okay? That's how you want to elaborate if the question is being asked. Now of course you will come towards your strengths. You will say that strengths, apart from, if once you have elaborated it, you say that apart from literature in BS, I am also someone who has a lot of creativity and innovation for the fitness. So I'm really someone to stay active and make myself healthy all along the way. That's something I really start my day with. And and then you will elaborate why have you chosen to be active and create yourself more healthy. You will say that because for me, being active and working out and being a fitness freak is something that taught me how can I be so constant and so much implicable of doing something. Okay? This something really taught me to be I'm so determined in achieving my goals. It's something that taught me patience, because I know you can't be healthy in just 1 or 2 days. It's some long way process, and you're going to have the long term implications for the things that you are doing. So this is something why I have huge love and I love doing it, is that because it has taught me the impeccable nature of achieving things and so much determination and constant to myself. And I have also contributed so much to myself by eating healthy, by staying active, and more of the things that something relate to your field and to you. You want to add these things. But if it's asked that what are your hobbies, we have really covered up our strength and our weaknesses. But if the question arises that what are your hobbies and things you love enjoying in your leisure times, I want people to have the adoption and flexibility for something that's really creative, and that is for the listener is going to have the impact that yes, you are someone that is expertise and can provide good or this whatever events you are relating with. So you would say that, okay, in my leisure time, in my free time, I read books. And of course they're going to ask about, don't lie, because if you lied about, okay, I read books, and they will also have the elaboration for you, the need for to explain which kind of books you read and why do you read. For example, I would say that in my leisure time and one of my guest hobby that I read books, and the question comes from the listener and for the interviewer, okay, please suggest us some of these books, and also elaborate why do you think we need to read these books, which kind of impact you're going to have in our mind. But if you're someone who is like bookworm, love reading books, you're going to have your points because you have already done this. But if you have fabricated it, the text will be caught just in a finger snip. So I would say that, okay, in my leisure time I love reading books. Okay, now for the explanation, which kind of books I love to explore about human natures, and these are the books who the writer is Robert Greene. And Robert Greene is someone I have read some of 3-4 books. It's all relevant to the human nature and how can we interact with a daily social life. Because if the question arises why we should be reading this book, then I will come to the point why I think it's a necessity for you people and for the human, because when you have better understanding and comprehension of the human psychology, why these particular tasks are committed, इस तरह की हरकतें, why do we do some actions, क्यों इस तरह के हम हरकत करते हैं, and why our personality is so different from our siblings and we have really particular choices and different, why is that, how can it emerge in our existence. So these books I would say that gonna have a huge impact on your better understanding about the human natures. So that's why I would like you to suggest people to read about the Robert Greene books, because it will expand your mind about the human psychology and the human nature. So it's also helped me in my daily life socializing with people, that help me to look deep into people's personality and existence, and that's something really make me think that's why the action is being performed, not because of that something done inadvertently, because of these particular actions or the struggles that person has faced now, which is leading him or her to perform such consequences of to perform such detrimental actions to another people's. So this will really help you to have the better comprehension of your within self. If you have really feel clarity about yourself, that's something will really expand your understanding about yourself, not even about another human, okay, then yourself as well. And I think this is something will diminish and eliminate dehumanizing. We can't be blaming things actions that done by the people and these actions, but it will really provide us the better sense of the understanding and comprehension, rather than having the sense of rigidity once inside and imposing or different ideas on people just because they have the particular way of thinking. Okay, now you are done because you have told your hobby. Now if these are the things that relates to me, I want people to think, analyze which kind of things that is really you can relate with and you do in your leisure time. But if in the interview one of the another question being asked about, okay, what are these another interests that you love doing, I would say that gymming is something I love doing it. And why would I suggest you people to do if the question is being asked? Because I think it's something really apart from being physically healthy, it will also give you the mentally stability, because you are doing it's also something that teaches you patience, because you are so much at peace and tranquil with your incremental steps, because in order to reach that particular desire you have for yourself to be healthy, the steps are so gradual and incremental to be up to the points. So I think working out and gym is something that has taught me to be so constant and determined in my actions, not really jump to one end to another thing, and that make me really, I would say, strong and potent, amicable towards achieving my goals. Like amicable is something that you are so stick towards it. So you have really positive adherence for your different approaches for yourself. So that's why I also suggest for people, it will something not only make you physically healthy, but also mentally stable and healthy as well. Okay, now I'm done with my patient, patient that I have, my interest in my hobbies if it's being asked. Now, because this is something, there's purpose behind why you are here, why you're presenting yourself, why you're giving this interview. For my literature, I would say that I have this thing to be done. I have really interest in poetry, and that's how I can provide a well-being I would say that that's how can I provide for you people, because I have these particular tasks, and that's how are you gonna end it. And how will you end your introduction? You will say that if it's for the formal, like in the academics context, you will say that thank you for listening to me, and I hope it we have the better comprehension of it, or I hope it's something really help you, and then you're gonna say just toodles and goodbye to them. But if something for the interview, you're gonna say that's who am I as a person, these are my qualities that I possess, and I'm really looking forward to work with these same individuals that you can really relate with. Or you could say that I'm looking forward to work with the light-minded individuals that we will create harmony and the learning platform to each others. That's how I'm gonna just put that session to your job interview, or to the way you have introduction and views for yourself. So now that's all for today. As we are done with our topic, just do not end it as such. Just think, analyze in your head. Okay, you're gonna have all of these tips and characteristics, and of course just bring out your weaknesses and your strengths, your hobbies, work on that. Once you are done with everything, there's nothing can stop you from having the better introduction and more good analyze and evaluation of yourself. So I hope so people have the better grasp of it, and that's all for today. I will see you in the next session inshallah. तब तक अपना ख्याल रखिए. अल्लाह हाफिज़.